y'all, it's Kathy Bow. I am your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm sharing something fun tonight. Okay, this is kind of cute. I mean, it's been on my refrigerator forever, and my family so gets this. I'm not so much the domestic engineer. I was much more successful in the corporate world. However, you know, I just thought it was cute and I'd share it. So tonight we're not talking about refrigerator magnets, although they're funny, and I might share some more in the future. We're going to talk about tools, okay? And this is the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog for 2017-2018. It expires May 31st. And if you have a catalog or if you don't, we are going to be on page 204. If you do not have a catalog, just let me know and I can send you one. How about that? Because, you know, I'm cool like that. Okay, so let's get you in focus here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to skip punch boards because there's way too much on punch boards. We'd be here for days. I love them. I recommend them. They are amazing. And I may be doing some videos in the future, but for now, I'm going to do the basic tools that you need for paper crafting. These are like extra stuff. I mean, they're great to have, but these are things you really do need and can use. Okay, so we're going to start on page 204 in this catalog, and we're going to talk about the bone folder, which is this right here. I don't want to think it's made out of bone. I don't know what it's made out of, but whatever it is, it doesn't feel like bone. It's not cold or anything. Isn't that weird? Anyway, I'll give you an idea. When you have this, of course, is a scrap piece of paper. When you have a card that you want to make, and I'm going to show you another way to score it so it'll be just right. But what you want to do is get these corners together, all right? And I just use my fingers. And you kind of just gently fold. And then you get these corners together, assuming this is a evenly measured piece of cardstock. And your bone folder has a pointed tip here, a rounded end here, and these side parts here. They can come in handy too, but the most useful part is right here. It's not too sharp, and it gives you a very crisp edge. And I just hold it like this, and I go up one side and down, or up to the top and down to the bottom. Depending on the thickness of my cardstock, I might flip it over and do this. Okay, now sometimes you're going to get depending on your cardstock, typically not Stampin' Up, you're going to get some kind of a, I don't know, like a raw edge or something. And you can just take your bone folder and just kind of smooth it out like this. And that will be fine. Okay? So that is the bone folder. Oops. It is $7, and I will put a link in the description below. Now, you do need to know some new products are being released tomorrow for Celebration. Celebration ends March 31st, and that's just 2 weeks and a couple of days away. And if your order is $50 or more, you will be blown away with the really cool stuff they have starting tomorrow. So I'll put a link in there for that too. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is paper snips. And I mean, you know, they're scissors, but they're more than that. First of all, one thing I love about these, I've probably had this pair, gosh, 10 years. And when you use these, it's not just, you know, you're not just cutting and all that. What you want to do, for example, if I were cutting this out, you want to hold your scissors still. And these are so sharp still after all these years. You want to move your paper around, okay? And, of course, as you saw, they come with a little protective, like a sheath kind of a thing. You can carry them to your crops. You can carry them wherever, except the airport. You know, don't bring them on a plane. Because these are serious serious little snips here. But yeah, they fit really well in their little case. And like I said, this is old. I've had these for years. Okay, so these are the paper snips, and they're $10. And again, I'll put a link in the description below. All right, then we have a paper piercing tool, which is, where did he go? I had him here just a minute ago. Yep, here he is. This little guy. Again, I've had this one forever. And it's just got a really sharp pick on the end. And it's got a little rubber tip here that you can cover that. And it's safe. And it's $4. And I'll tell you, these are the paper piercing mats that are sold right here. Stampin' Pierce mat. It's a $5 purchase. So for under $10, this is a great purchase. You would use it for a lot of things. I just have a suspicion, and I cannot promise, but I have a suspicion we're going to get some Brads back in the new catalog. Don't hold me to that, but if we do, then of course you could use this to pierce a perfect little hole to put your brad in. You can also pierce, I'm going to go straight up and down. You can pierce around your design to give it just a little bit of panache, whatever panache is, I do not know. But it just makes it kind of, you know, a little more decorative. And I'll show you how sweet that is. Just a little something. Okay. It's also good for picking up glue dots from the little glue dot roll here. And you can just scoop them right up like that and put them on your project. It's good for all kinds of little pointy needs. Okay, so let's see what else we have. All right, we're going to skip the punch boards for now, and we'll come over here to the Simply Scored scoring tool. It's a favorite tool because this thing does so many things. Let me look on the back. Okay. This right here has a little door that you can keep your these little guys in. And these little guys are your markers. Now, I typically use these when I am making something repetitive. I've just put my marker, they just clip. They've got a little clip like that, and you just stick them where you want them, and there's your measurement. And it comes with this little embossing tool, or not embossing, I always say that, scoring. It's a scoring tool that has two sizes. It's got, this would be the smaller tip here. If it focuses there. There we go. And this is the larger tip. And in order to score, you will just put your tip in the little slot and pull back. Now I'll tell you too, it's better to be standing while you're doing this. I happen to be standing right now, and it's better to do that than it is to be sitting, just simply because you've got more control with going down these lanes like this. Okay. This is a lot of fun if you wanted to do, I don't know how much distance is there, but I'm just going to guess here. No, got a little short there. If you wanted to do some sort of patchwork design, something like that, and you could use your sponge tools, and well, just big sponges, you know, you cut them up, use them in your inks, and you kind of distress that would be really cool looking. And you can make envelopes with this. It's just no limit. It's about 12.5 wide by, is that a quarter? 12.25 wide by 12.25 1/4 long, tall. Okay, so that is the Simply Scored scoring tool, and it is $30. And oh, rosettes. I love to make those, super easy with those. All right, and then this is going to be a short video because the last thing we have here is your Stampin' Trimmer. It's also $30. Now, I've got several trimmers, but this is my go-to. It's just very well designed. It's got a little lock thing here where you can lock this bar down if you need to carry it somewhere. It has a cutting blade, and it has scoring blade. And you can tell those, first of all, the cutting blade is darker, but you can also look at them and see the scoring blade looks like a little ball, and the cutting blade is sharp. Okay, it's got a track here, and this little track can you can buy extras. Let me see. Yeah, it's called a mat. It's a Stampin' Trimmer replacement mat, and you get 2 for $4. I've only had to buy them one time, and that's mainly because I didn't know to kind of keep it clean, and I actually use my Stampin' the piercer and run the blade down through there, and it just kind of cleans out those little pieces of paper that get stuck in there. So this channel here, I mean, one time it didn't work at all, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Well, I didn't have this guy in here, so of course my blade didn't know what to do. So this actually extends to 14.5. It's got this little arm that tucks in pretty easily, and it is also 14.5 long. Okay, so on the back, this is a little storage area that I am thrilled about. My blades are always right here. These are some extra blades. They are now discontinued, but they do specialty little cuts. But we don't carry those anymore. But we do have these are the scoring blades, and that's the cutting blade, and it snaps right back down. Okay, so that is your Stampin' Trimmer. Now, when you get ready to cut with it, what you're going to do, if I want a piece that is 4 by 2, I'm going to, let me see, put it right here. I'm going to put my cardstock right up here to this 4 right here. I'm going to push this down. I'm going to hold it down. That one I don't need right now. And I'm making sure that everything is even. My cardstock's curling up because I was playing with it earlier. Look how crisp and clean that cut is. It's perfect. And if I want it by 2 inches, again, I'm going to hold it down and come up here like this. Now, this particular trimmer, I'm going to go down to 2 by 2. This particular trimmer likes 1 piece of cardstock at a time. Any more than that, and it kind of is difficult. So it's not supposed to be used for layers and layers of cardstock. Just use 1 layer of cardstock. If you need something bigger, we used to carry a bigger, like that thing with the blade that goes like that. Anyway, but we don't have that right now. So if you do have something that you need to cut a lot of, get you some extra blades, and just be patient and cut them out, you know, 1 at a time on cardstock. On your designer series paper, you can do more than 1 at a time. And I mean, it's so easy, it's so simple. This I've had for years. The numbers are still very clear on it. It's not wearing out. It's just a great trimmer. So that is what I have for you today. And I thank you for hanging in here with me. And be sure and look at the tools on page 204 of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. This is the annual catalog for 2017-2018. And please subscribe to my channel. This is just one of many Stamping 101s that I'm doing. And a lot of the information is generic. Most of it is specific to Stampin' Up! But you can use this information that I'm giving if you're a new stamper, or if you know someone who wants to learn how to stamp. the information is just easy. Oh, one more thing. On the Stampin' Pierce mat, I have two. One I use for actually piercing, and this one, it says photopolymer only, which I've messed up a couple of times and pierced with it, but the purpose of this mat is to cushion the photopolymer stamps. And I did a video, I think it's number 5, Stamping 101, video number 5, that will explain the different types of stamps. And this photopolymer, the photopolymer does not have its own cushion, so we would use something like this. Now, do you have to have this? No, you do not. You can use a mouse pad, or you can use a magazine or something, anything that will kind of compress a little bit. But boy, this is so easy. I just keep one, you know, handy by my desk, and I have it when I need it. So that's all I have for you today, and I thank you so much for visiting. Please feel free to visit my shop, and remember, Celebration is going on right now, and it ends March 31st. We've got new items coming tomorrow at the $50 level and the $100 level. Visit me on Facebook at Kathy Bohannon Creatively Blessed, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm really excited about sharing this information with you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all be blessed. Toodles.